He died 3 weeks after falling from a hospital bed, all because a nurse failed to follow a doctor's instructions. You want to know what this is about? Come join me as I share with you some remarkable information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. He was in the hospital because he was getting evaluated for lung cancer. And now, during the course of his hospital stay, he suffered an episode where he became disoriented. And the doctor specifically wrote an order saying, listen, the patient is to be restrained to the bed, physically restrained, because we are worried that if he gets up out of bed, he's going to fall and hurt himself. So now they actually physically restrained him. They put restraints around his arms and his legs. Now if he needed to get up, a nurse would come in, untie it, take him to the bathroom, and that would be fine. This gentleman needed to have a CAT scan to fully evaluate why he was getting disoriented. And now, after the CAT scan, they moved this gentleman to another room on a different floor. And now, as they're putting him back into a room, a new room, the technician and the nurse go ahead, tuck him in for the night, they say goodnight, and that's the end of it. Until a few hours later, his daughter, an adult daughter, gets a phone call from the hospital. We just want to let you know that your dad fell out of bed and I think you should come to the hospital. She said, what do you mean he fell out of bed? He was supposed to be physically restrained. And nobody would give her an answer about how it was that her dad, who was supposed to be physically restrained to his bed and incapable of getting up out of his bed, somehow, miraculously, gets up out of his bed, falls, hits his head, and now suffered massive damage to his head, massive swelling. And here's the sad part. He was on blood thinners to help him with the fluid that was building up in his lungs. And as a result of that, he suffered a massive bleed in his brain known as a subdural hematoma. And this got so bad, the bleeding in his brain, that he actually lapsed into a coma. And now, over the course of 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, his condition deteriorated significantly until he ultimately died. It turns out that when this gentleman was put back into a new room after the CAT scan, the nurse failed to restrain him. The technician failed to restrain him. And what do you think happened? He had to go to the bathroom. He gets up out of bed, trips, falls, hits his head, and now suffered massive trauma that ultimately led to his death. All because the nurse failed to follow the doctor's instructions. So why do I share the story with you? I share it with you just to give you a sense of one case that I handled where I was able to help the adult daughter of a gentleman who died, all because of a nurse who failed to follow the doctor's instructions. You know, I realize you're watching this because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you've got legal questions and you're contemplating bringing a lawsuit, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, there's something I do every single day and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.